Hi, I'm Henry Kaminsky from EasyLabeler.com, and I'm here to show you how to set up your Easy Labeler label applicator to put your first labels on your containers. Your Easy Labeler is going to arrive in a box similar to this, and in the box will be your Easy Labeler itself, some black plastic guides, some clear plastic guides, your instruction manual, and a bag with some spare parts, which also includes something we call your inserts. The first thing we need to do is to remove the inserts from the bag and we're going to place them in the label roll in the cardboard tube in the center of the roll. We press them in till they are flush with the edges of the cardboard tube. What we want to do now is to remove the axle from the Easy Labeler. It simply pulls out of its slots. The first thing we'll do is we're going to estimate where we want to position the roll. One easy way to do it is to just set the roll right behind the axle. Then you can either pencil a mark or just remember where that position is. And you're going to take one of your black plastic arms. You notice that it is symmetrical. You're going to want the screw portion of the arm on top. So just insert it, bring it to that point, take your Phillips head screwdriver, put your finger on the bottom nut, and tighten the screw. Then you're going to want to take one of the clear plastic guides, the one with the wire and spring mechanism, and you're going to insert it with the wire and spring mechanism on top. At this point, we're going to put on the label roll. It inserts into the black plastic inserts, and if you notice, the tail of the label roll is coming off the bottom. At this point, we're going to put on the second clear plastic guide in the same orientation as the first. Then the second black plastic arm with, again, the screw on top, and we insert it onto the axle, and as we do, we push it so that the clear plastic guides are very snug against the roll. We put one finger on the bottom nut and tighten the second black plastic arm. One common mistake people make is they don't snug the clear plastic guides tight enough against the roll. Now, how snug is snug? There needs to be some drag on the roll, and yet you can still pull it. Now, we're going to pick up the assembly we created and align the slots in the black plastic arms and the clear guides. We then take the assembly to the Easy Labeler and slide the slots over the front axle, the one with the handle, and drop the back axle into its slots. Now we're going to adjust the rollers for your container. We're going to loosen two screws on this side and the two screws on this side. We're going to loosen them only a half a turn. There is a nut inside there and we don't want to lose the threads. So we just take it a half a turn so that we can pull out the front roller. This mechanism is called the bottle stopper, and for now we're going to move it out of the way so we can place our container on the rollers. There's a screw down at the bottom that all you have to do again is loosen half a turn, and we'll move the bottle stopper out of the way and give it a quick tighten for now. Now we're going to adjust the rollers for your specific container. You take your container and cradle it between the two steel rollers, and then move the roller in until your bottle is just 1 millimeter away from this blade. At that point, take the container off, take your screwdriver, and retighten those two screws on the side. Tighten them, both of them. What that does is it pulls the rail to the side of the machine and parallels the front roller to the back roller. At that point, you tighten the other two screws. And now we're going to attach the tail of the label roll to the take-up axle. Here's the tail, cut at an angle, and if you notice there are no labels on this section. The first thing we do is remove the clip on the take-up axle. Then we take the tail of the label roll and take that point and feed it underneath the blade between the steel roller and the blade. At this point, it can be easy enough to just cut that label tail square. You then take the tail, bring it up to the take-up axle, and lay it directly between the clear plastic guides. You take your clip, place it over the axle, and push straight down. This bottle stopper allows you to place your container in the exact same spot every time to apply the label to the bottle in the same spot every time. It can be moved in and out or back and forth with that screw in the bottom. The threaded rod can also be moved in and out with the wing nut. Take your container and place it against the bottle stop each and every time in the exact same spot. One of the things we want to avoid is to apply multiple labels to the container. The Easy Labeler does that by means of this label indicator. That's the wired mechanism in the guide. It is adjustable and pointed to a space between the labels on the roll in the back. As the label is applied, the operator can see that one label has gone by the indicator and know that it is time to remove the container. Now we're all set. All we need to do is to turn the handle and apply the label to our container. From the feedback we receive from customers, there's a few common mistakes that people make setting up their Easy Labeler. Number one is the black plastic arms are not tightened. Number two, they aren't tightened enough so that the clear guides are snug against the rollers. Number three, the rollers are not adjusted so that the container is only 1 millimeter away from the blade. Also, that the bottle stop is not in the center of their container so that it rolls true. And most often, people unscrew the screws for the rails for the movable roller too much and lose the nut inside. If that happens, please call us. It's a 5-minute operation and we can help you right through it. In our instructional video, we've been using a wine bottle to show you the Easy Labeler, but the Easy Labeler can apply labels just as easily and accurately to almost any cylindrical container.